the Legal Corner podcast series. Welcome to today's episode of The Legal Corner, a podcast which covers a variety of legal issues to keep you informed. Hosted by attorney at law Colin Dinoon and communications specialist Leonardo Torres.
Great to be back with you on the Legal Corner podcast series. Leonardo will join us in a subsequent episode when he is able to do so. In today's episode, we'll be going to the African continent. For those of you who have been following us for some time, you know that in season 1, we brought in Mr. Sessi Hondein, and we had a nice episode dealing with LinkedIn for lawyers. This episode is in a similar vein. We are going to be looking at strictly law business. Now, our distinguished guest today is Ms. Olubusola Ajala. To tell you a bit about her, Olubusola Ajala is a legal consultant, international conference convener, and a regular speaker at conferences and seminars. Olubusola has over 10 years work experience in multiple industries, including real estate, oil and gas, and telecommunications. As a performance and result coach, Olubusola leverages her legal and business expertise in delivering practicable solutions and results to clients. As a lawyer, she is committed to helping entrepreneurs and organizations build sustainable businesses, ensuring their businesses are legally protected and structured. In this capacity, she has advised over 2,000 businesses and counting. As the profitable lawyers coach and the foremost thought leader of the business of law concept, she is unrelenting in her pursuit to see lawyers build profitable law practices as well as change the narratives of both the legal practitioners and the industry as a whole. She is the founder and director of studies at Strictly Law Business Academy, the premier business academy for lawyers in Nigeria. Olubusola is the chief community leader of Strictly Law Business Community, a closely knit community of lawyers who aspire to grow profitable law businesses. She is also a strategy and business development consultant, emotional intelligence certified specialist, and a master practitioner of neuro-linguistic programming. In 2020, Olubusola was listed as one of the top 50 leading in legal innovation in Africa by Africa Law Tech, Kenya. She was recently nominated in the Game Changer category of the Justicia Awards by Women in Law Initiative, Vienna, Austria. Olubusola is a self-led, disciplined, and highly motivated professional. Whilst unwavering in the pursuit of her life goals and career ambitions, she is also committed to helping others achieve their desired success and at the same time making high-impact contributions to the development of her professional industry. Olubusola runs a weekly podcast named The Future of Legal Practice in Africa and a YouTube channel where she lets people into a bit of her personal life, faith journey, travel diaries, and so much more. Hello, Olubusola, and welcome to the Legal Corner podcast series.
Hi, Colin. Good to be here.
How are you going this evening? I know it's at night where you are, so how are you this evening?
I'm very well, thank you. And how are you? How are you doing?
Great. Excellent. It's always great to connect with you,
Fantastic.
especially since I know we are going to be doing some work together in the near future. Now, we're going to get right into it. I want you to tell us, what is Strictly Law Business?
Wow. Okay. Strictly Law Business is it's a training and business development platform for lawyers to learn and gain mastery of the business aspects of law practice. The simple way I like to, put it is helping lawyers to understand the business of law, right? And So just to explain it, in a very simple term, we're taught how to practice law. We are taught, how to get judgment, how to get, how to help our clients, right? How to provide legal advisory to our clients, legal support, but we're not taught the business of law practice, right? So what SLB does is to teach lawyers the business of law practice, understanding the business of the law practice, of the legal services, of the legal support that you provide to your clients. So that's what SLB is about.
Okay, great. What is the vision and mission of your organization?
Our mission is to build a community of productive and profitable lawyers.
Okay. Do you have any specific vision that you all are working towards achieving in the near future?
Yeah, we're looking at, we're looking at, our vision is to ensure that lawyers are not just, we're not just, to have a profitable legal industry, right? Worldwide, right? An industry that you are proud to be, associated with as a lawyer, knowing that you're not just a lawyer, but you're a profitable lawyer, that your law practice, brings you, your law practice is highly rewarded and remunerated. So we're working towards building a world where we have prosperity for all lawyers.
Now, what are some of the challenges that you would say lawyers encounter when trying to build a profitable practice?
So like I said earlier, that by our legal training, we're not taught, right, on how to practice law as a business. We're taught, the rudiments of the law practice itself, how you need to, draft your court processes, how you need to advocate for your clients, right? We're basically taught, more of the, litigation aspect and a few of the corporate, aspects, right? That's basically what we were taught. That's basically what the legal education curriculum covers, right? But we weren't taught about, practicing law or, carrying on, as lawyers or, as a business. We're not taught to have the business mindset, the business orientation, business, sound business judgment, right, when it comes to the practice of law. So you find that a lot of lawyers, because of that gap, right, because of that deficiency in business orientation, a lot of lawyers, while they are very intelligent, while they provide sound, advisory to their clients, while they do excellent and fantastic job, for their clients, find out that as much as they do all of these good things, help their clients to sleep well at night, knowing that their businesses are well protected, knowing that their cases, wherever it is in any court of law, the lawyers are competent. You find out that these lawyers at the end of the day have little or nothing to show for all their efforts, to show for all the hard work they put into, delivering quality legal services to their clients. And these clients, are flourishing. The businesses of the clients is doing very well. But the lawyers who are helping, who are providing legal support, to this, clients, to these businesses, have little or nothing to show for it. And that's why you find out that, a lot of lawyers are not even able to take a break, right, from work, because if you do, that, your pocket will suffer for it, right? So because of the lack of business mindset and orientation, lawyers struggle. They struggle in practice. They struggle to even make ends meet for themselves. And it's also, one of the reasons why you say that, some lawyers prefer to just, open a one-man shop, right? just me, myself, and I, so that whatever money that is coming in, they know it's just for themselves. But should they have understanding of how to carry on their law practice as a business, you find out that for a business organization, there are different units within that makes up the business. You have the business development department, you have the marketing unit, you have the sales unit, you have the finance, you have the PR, you have all manner of units that makes up a business. So should lawyers have that in place, right, it becomes easy for you to generate maximum profit, to generate good profits, that you'll be then not be able to carry on the work by yourself, and you would need to employ other people. But to the extent that they do not have that understanding or even the business skills, they can't generate more profit or more income, and so they are left with being solo practitioners, practicing law by themselves. And sometimes, when you are sick as a lawyer and you're a solo practitioner, your business or your law practice is also sick. You won't be able to attend to clients. You won't be able to do anything. But should you have that business mindset and orientation, it helps you to put structure in place such that even if you start out as a solo practitioner, with time, you are able to maybe graduate to maybe employing someone or getting into a partnership that helps you to get more money, to attend to more clients, and you are able to make more income and profits for your law practice.
Talk to us about your conference. I've attended it a couple of times and I've learned so much. So I want you to talk to us a bit about the annual conference that you normally have.
Okay. So at the time we started out, Strictly Law Business in 2018, right? I had started out with just, writing articles, expressing my thoughts, and just generally speaking to lawyers and addressing them on the need for us to, have a business mindset. And, the way the law practice is, particularly in our own jurisdiction, there is this misconception, right? There's this misconception that you cannot, advertise you cannot promote. I choose to use the word promote. You cannot promote yourself, as a lawyer, right? So I started writing articles to educate lawyers in that regard, and then I started getting invites for training, for speaking engagements and all. And then, God gave me the idea to start, a conference where we can talk about these things, broadly, and we can also invite, business professionals, business executives, right, to speak to lawyers, about the need for us to have business orientation and business mindsets in the practice of law, right? So it was based on that we started what we call the Business of Law Conference. Now, the name is very instructive because people need to know what we are there for. It's not just another lawyers gathering or another legal gathering where we just come and speak the law, we talk the law. No, for this conference, we are talking about the business of law, the business of the law practice, with which we should make money from, or that puts money on our table. So the conference, is an annual conference where we bring in, top business executives and also successful lawyers to speak with lawyers on, the need to incorporate business skills and strategies into law practice. And we've spoken, on different areas, different topics, different themes. We usually have panel, sessions where we would have curated questions where the panelists would, speak to, they would, try to answer, and then would also take questions from the, participants at the conference. And, we've had 4 editions of the conference, and we'll be having the 5th edition, this year. And, from the conference, we've seen a lot of lawyers who have just by, simply attending the conference, the dynamics for their law practice has, changed, right? A lot of them have gone on to put, structures, particularly business structures, into their law practice, and they're doing amazing and phenomenal things, right? And we have people who also, now conscious of the fact that law practice is also a business. It's not just law practice. There is the practice aspect, there's also the business aspect. So the conference has, sort of created a sort of paradigm shift where lawyers now understand and know the essence of having business mindsets in the practice of law.
At this point, we'll take a quick break and we'll be right back. Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. Olubusola, before the break, you were just talking to us about your conference. Is this free to attend? Would it be streamed online this year?
Yes, the conference is, and it's usually free. It's part of our own corporate social responsibility to lawyers, so it's free to attend. We usually stream online. If you also go to our YouTube page, you'd also be able to watch the past editions of the conference. So definitely, it's free to attend, and it will be streamed virtually.
All right. Now, a short time ago, I would have reached out to you concerning extending your brand to the Caribbean, and you graciously accepted that this is something that you were open to. So talk to us a bit about the Strictly Law Business Caribbean.
Oh, fantastic. So before I talk about the Strictly Law Business Caribbean, I'd like to, make some list of foundation, right? Apart from the Business of Law conference where we speak, we, have conversations around business of law, we realize that the conference is just once in a year, and it's just a day conference, right? So that's just, a little intervention. It's just a little intervention, but then we can do much more if we are constantly engaging and discussing and having conversations about the business of law. Because you could attend the conference one day and you are so excited, basking in the euphoria of everything you've learned, but in another 1 month, are you able to retain everything you've learned? And then are you able to also practice or incorporate all that you have learned at the conference, right? And it was based on this, we realized that, okay, we need to constantly, people need to be constantly reminded, about, all of these things. They need to understand that you have to, there has to be regular conversation about the business of law and how you need to carry on your practice as a lawyer. And it was based on this, we had to establish the Strictly Law Business community, where we have regular conversations, right, on about the business of law. People come in there to ask questions, people come in there for solution. We talk about how you can package your law practice as a business for lawyers. So we've started, the community started as far back as 2018, right? And a lot of people have been able to transform their law practice just based on the conversations we have within the community. We do peer-to-peer learning session, and we also have expert learning sessions where we bring in external facilitators to speak to lawyers, to discuss with us, to share knowledge with us. There's a whole lot of knowledge sharing that goes on a daily basis within the community, right? And for me, I feel that, just having that in Nigeria is not enough, right? That's not enough to help, lawyers. We can have, as many SLB community in Ghana, in Kenya, several places. And so when the idea to have Strictly Law Business community within the Caribbean region came up, I jumped at it because I know that it is needed, right? Because I have taken, my time to conduct research, and I found out that this problem of lawyers not understanding law practice as a business is not peculiar to Nigeria, it's not peculiar to Africa, is a general problem. In the US, in the UK, you see a lot of conversations around it. People are beginning to understand that law practice is a business. You now see people talking about legal business development, legal marketing, and all of that, sales for law practice, all of those things. And so I know it's not a problem peculiar to Nigeria or Africa. And so why not, SLB, Strictly Law Business Caribbean, fantastic, opportunity to also impact the lawyers within the Caribbean, region. And so for me, there's no brainer. There's no rethinking or saying I want to think about it. Yes, let's do it.
Now, who would you be targeting with this initiative?
Okay, yeah. So with this, we will be looking at lawyers who run their own law firm, and even lawyers who are also in an employment within a law firm. Now, people think that as if as an employee, right, I don't have to disturb myself about business development, or I don't need to understand law practice as a business. Mine is just to do the work. The law firm would, do all of the business development, the marketing. Mine is just to do my work, get my salary at the end of the month, and I'm fine. No, I like to say a big no to that, right? Because you're supposed, every lawyer should be a rainmaker. Every lawyer should be a rainmaker, whether you are running your own practice or you are working within a law firm. You should be a rainmaker. And it also extends to lawyers within organizations, in-house counsels, corporate, lawyers. It extends to them because a lot of organizations, they see the legal department as a cost center. And that's because as lawyers, we do not understand the fact that, part of our work or of our services should also focus on how to save the business from, making losses or from spending so much. So as a business-oriented lawyer or as a business-oriented in-house counsel, you are constantly thinking of ways to help the business save money, right? So that the legal department is not seen as a cost center, but rather the legal department or the in-house counsel are seen as, the trusted business partner to the organizations. So in answering this question, I would say that every lawyer within, every cadre or within every sphere is, invited or can be a part of the community, because whatever way you're practicing, you're carrying on your legal practice, you need to have that business mindset, because that will then guide your decision making. That will then guide your approach. It will also guide the kind of strategies you bring on board, in advising your clients. Every lawyer needs to be a rainmaker in whatever way we find, whatever area we find ourselves. But, again, I know that those who are solo practitioners who have, where there's this heavy burden of you need to constantly bring in briefs, your law practice needs to constantly make money, right? So we usually get more of them, right, within the community. But that's fine. The community is open to any lawyer who wants to have sound understanding about business of law.
How can attorneys get involved?
Okay, yeah. So how can you get involved? Fantastic question. We have a community already on WhatsApp. I'm sure that anyone listening to this episode, they know where to. They have we'll definitely share a link. Or maybe we can send we will definitely share a link. Colin, I presume you share a link, right? The link?
Yes, the link will be placed in the show notes.
Yeah, so we'll definitely share, a link, maybe a Google Doc where you can fill some, little information about yourself so that we get to know you and we get to also know if you are appropriate to be in the community. The fact that we want everybody to have understanding of the business of law, we also need to be sure that you are a right fit for the community, because hey, the community we are not a silent, we don't appreciate ghost members. I like to put it that way. We don't appreciate ghost members. We want everybody to be very active, everyone to engage, everyone to communicate, everyone to participate in activities within the community. So if you are thinking that you are coming to the community and you just be a ghost member, you be a silent member, hey, the community would not accept that. So we'll just put out a link where you can fill a short form providing details about yourself and just answering some simple questions, and then you get into the community.
Olubusola, when would our Strictly Law Business Caribbean be launched?
Oh wow. That's well, whilst we may not have a date, an exact date, but I like to assure us that before the end of the second quarter, the community will be launched. Before the end of the second quarter, the Strictly Law Business Caribbean region community, the Strictly Law Business community in the Caribbean region will be launched.
Excellent. Olubusola, I just want to thank you for stopping by, and all best wishes in your endeavors.
Thank you. It's been a fantastic conversation with you.
Thank you for listening to the Legal Corner podcast series. For more information, please visit us at our Facebook or Instagram pages, or send your comments to thelegalcornerpodcast@gmail.com. We look forward to hearing from you.